Hi, how's it going? We're gonna go outside today and put the new sofa pillows on the couch. My arms are full. And then we're going to also be limbing up the Rose of Sharon because she's got a little bit of a lean to her. And I think I've got a couple other things that I would like to do today. I'm gonna drop all of these pillows. We're absolutely loving being out here. And one thing that I stalled on buying when we bought the patio furniture was outdoor pillows. I just kind of used some really crummy old pillows that we had. It wasn't the vibe. I just wanted to find like the right pillows for this area, and I think I might have found the right pillows. So let me show you guys what I found. We went shopping a couple days ago. Last week, ooh, it's been like 4 or 5 days I think since I did shopping. Anyways, I found some pillows and I love them, and I'm hoping that the color matches because I'm not the biggest fan of this blue color. So this is our outdoor sofa set. It's from Walmart. I think we bought it like 2 years ago at this point. We have loved it. It's been fabulous. We haven't brought the cushions inside. We've only covered the cushions a couple of times, and so it's out year round and it's held up beautifully for us. All of the cushions do come off, and so we wash them regularly to keep them looking really nice. Freya sometimes does get up on the couch. She's not supposed to, but she does sometimes. And then I just used really old pillows that we had, and so it's time to get rid of these. These were not the vibe. And then we went to HomeGoods, and I had picked up some pillows the other day, and I thought, how pretty is this? And then these do have some blue in them, which I thought, okay, it's got some blue in it. It'll help tie in to this like blue silver color. It's perfect. I think it'll be fine. It'll make me not like this blue color as much. I think it'll make it so I can totally tolerate the blue color. I would have loved to have like a beige set. I think maybe down the road, after these have gotten like lots of years of wear, and like once they start to show signs of wear, I will probably have like custom pieces made, like custom covers made with like a more beige color, something more the vibe that I want. But for now, we're just gonna add some pillows to it, and I think that'll be really good. Let me show you guys the pillows that I bought. I spent way too much money on pillows. Pillows are so expensive, it's ridiculous. So these are the pillows we bought. We bought one embroidered pillow. This was $34.99. I bought these set of 2 pillows. I kind of liked the like little rattan that it had on the outside. These are outdoor pillows. This was $40 for 2 of these pillows. It's got like a really nice green color. This green color ties in super beautifully with that green color on this pillow. And then this has all these like blue and green colors, which tie in beautifully with these pillows. These were $34.99. And the blue that's in here matches the blue that's in here really beautifully. Like it matches like these little dots in here. And then there's also like this like yellow color matches this, and the flowers kind of match. Like see this flower right here? It looks pretty similar to this flower right here. And so there's lots of like samesies going on, and none of these are the same brand, so it kind of worked out really nicely. And these ones here were $34.99, and I bought 2 of those too. So let's go ahead and place the pillows, and then we've got to take care of the Rose of Sharon because we made the patio closer to the Rose of Sharon, and now it's snug. pillows are on, and those look so good. It's a little distracting that those are so green because these ones do have green in them. I mean, technically it does all tie together, but they're a little more loud than the patterned one, which is kind of funny. Whatever. I'm still just happy to have pillows out here. I think it's really beautiful. And then it'll just make it so much more cozy to sit out here. I do want to get another little, these are like little plant stands, but we use it as a side table. I would love to get another one for right there. I think they're so handy. I would also like one for this side of the couch to just go right here. It's really great when you're sitting here, just set your drink next to you or your phone or whatever. They're so handy little side tables, and they're a really nice piece of statuary. Do you see all the bees flying around? The hyacinth. These have been so fabulous. I just trimmed off the white ones that were done blooming. These perfume the air. The bees absolutely love them. This is the Valentine mix. Totally recommend, especially if you've got a little seating area. They're fabulous. It just perfumes the air so nicely. Love the pillows. And then I did bring out this guy right here. This is a wax ivy, which is actually not an ivy at all, but it's a succulent. It just looks like an ivy. How cool is that? So it doesn't actually sucker itself or attach itself like ivy does. What it does is it kind of vines, so it kind of like twists and turns itself, and it just continues to grow. When I got this thing, I think it came up to like here-ish, and so it's put on quite a bit of growth. It's been in the greenhouse this entire time, and now we're warming up, so I'm bringing it outside. But it is so pretty, and it looks like ivy. It doesn't get spider mites like ivy does, but I do have aphids on it, so I guess you win some, you lose some, right? But I think it's really beautiful here. I've got it on a little pedestal tucked behind the chair, and then I will hook it up to drip irrigation, so that way it stays kind of wet. This does need some shade. So for most people, this is going to be a house plant. For those of you that live in a colder zone that want to grow this outside, you can. You just need to bring it in during the winter time. So we bring it into the greenhouse during the winter time. I've had this for, I bought it in the fall time. Look, some of these have like a pink to it. It's so pretty. So not an ivy, just looks like an ivy. It's called a wax ivy, and the leaves on it are kind of thick. It's a really cool plant. It's very interesting. So I'm going to let this just continue to grow. I was thinking maybe letting it just kind of like fill in this entire corner over here. And I am spraying it for aphids, trying to take care of that, but we'll see what happens. And I think before we move on to taking care of this Rose of Sharon, I'm gonna take my jacket off because it's supposed to be like 70 degrees today, and it is warming up. It's currently 64, and it said that it was kind of like, it's pretty humid out. It was just raining out here, so it's 64 degrees and 77% humidity, so it's a little sticky out. Anyways, we're gonna take care of this Rose of Sharon really quickly. I've gotta do this on the wide lens because it's a snug fit. But some of these branches, you can see they're hitting this. They used to not really hit it because we didn't have our gazebo so close. But when we extended the patio, we went closer to the Rose of Sharon, and so that's kind of like pushed some of these up. So I need to come through and I need to cut some of these off. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to pull it because it's got a little bit of a lean to it. So before I do any cutting, we're gonna pull it backwards, and hopefully that can straighten it out a little bit. And then I hopefully don't have to cut nearly as much. I don't really want to have to cut this thing. So Brent came back here, and you can kind of see how it's like angled this way a little bit more. He grabbed a metal pipe, some rebar, a sledgehammer, a rope, and then something that we can wrap around this to pull it. That's kind of soft. It's like an old hose is what it looks like, an old tube. So we're going to I'm gonna try to push it while he hammers a rebar into the ground on this side, because like, see how this is straight up? It should be kind of vase shaped, but it should be this way. So we're gonna try to fix that really quickly. And you can see this is a better angle, I guess. So this should not be like this, it should be more like this. So we're gonna get in there and try to do, I don't know, some maneuvering. And you can see there, I think that makes more sense now. See how it's like pushed up against it? That's not super great. So we're gonna try to fix that right now. that was way easier than we thought it was going to be. Ideally, we wouldn't be using red rope, but that's all we had on hand. I will probably end up changing that out here. When we go to the hardware store, I'll probably end up buying some new rope. That's maybe like black or something like that, so it just disappears. That red is just sticking out like a sore thumb, but it needed to happen. So happy with that. I also went and straightened out that hawthorn. Once the ground had like kind of settled where it was at, it just sunk and it kind of had a little lean to it. So I just re-straightened that out, which is really nice to have that there. And it's starting to break dormancy. And then the Rose of Sharon, so you can see we used a piece of metal here that has, it's a piece of rebar inside that metal. And then we just used the rope, and then the part that's touching the tree, we used some rubber, so that way it's really thick. Trees, branches, shrubs, all these things are actually really, really soft. And if we had just used rope, it would totally just rub the bark off of it. So this is way better for it to use that little piece of like plastic that's in there. It's like an old hose, and that just makes it so that the rope can move freely, but it won't rub on it because the hose will stay still, but the rope can move and it won't cause any issues for the bark. That was easy, and it's done now, and I'm very glad that it's done now. The last thing that I would like to do today is harden off some of my seedlings. Just pretty specifically the foxgloves. Not some of, just one variety. So everything is starting to come along. I would like to get some good size on some of these things. I mean, some of these already have some really good size to them. These are the hyacinth beans. I want to grow these over an arbor. I think that'll be so pretty. I love hyacinth bean. Also, I think I might have to re-sow the mahogany splinter hibiscus. I had one and it looks like it totally died. So that's kind of a bummer. But what we're gonna harden off today is these. So these are my foxglove, and they're looking really good. Some of them have a really good size. Some of them are teeny tiny. When I planted them, they were teeny tiny. They were about this size. I pulled them from the landscape, and so they've grown tremendously, which is really nice. It makes me very happy to see. So we're gonna harden these off just really quickly. Hardening off is pretty important. You want these to get used to outdoor temperatures, which during the day I've been having the doors open to the greenhouse, so I think they're pretty close to outdoor temperatures. They're not gonna be so used to the nighttime temperatures, but what they're really not used to are the UV rays. So, okay, we're learning together. The UV rays, I think, don't penetrate through the glass as much. Don't quote me on that. And so I need to harden these off. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take these, stick them in the shade today, and then they're going to go back inside the greenhouse tonight, and then tomorrow they'll go into like a dappled sun area, and then they will go back into the greenhouse at nighttime, and then the third day they're going to sit kind of in a like sunny area. Like I'll let them just have like just morning sun, and then like some protection from the afternoon sun, because that's where they're going to go in the garden anyways. They're not going to get that afternoon sun, and then they will stay the night outside. So this is gonna be like a 3-day task. So bring these in and out every day for the next 3 days. Here we go. Just like that, this is where they're gonna sit. So it's kind of dappled sun right here. So we're starting off with dappled sun. I think maybe I might just scoot them back a little bit further, but in probably 20 minutes, that'll actually be in a little bit more shade. So I'm not gonna worry about it. We're leaving it right there. That's where it's gonna stay, because that will be a full shade area. So this is how we harden off seedlings. You just put them outside slowly, introduce them outside for a couple hours. These guys will sit out here all day today because they went from the greenhouse. If they were coming from somewhere else, like if they were coming from inside the house or from inside the shed where they weren't used to any type of outdoor temperature or anything like that, these would just come outside for a couple hours. They would come outside for probably like 2 or 3 hours in the shade, and then I would bring them back inside. And then tomorrow I would do the same thing, bring them out for like 5 or 6 hours, and then you just slowly get them out here longer and longer and longer every single day. There's a sick Brent right there, by the way. So I think that's where we end the video today. Pillows on the porch. I love it. Very happy with those. The Rose of Sharon is trimmed up. no, we didn't even trim it up. It's just leaned up. It's straight now. And then the foxgloves are starting to get hardened off, which is very exciting. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Very mellow day in the garden. I hope you have a mellow day in your garden. Thank you so much for visiting, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.